Radharani is the spiritual energy who is called Krishna's own pleasure potency, because Krishna is also pleasure seeking. Krishna is Param Tattva. He is the ultimate supreme personality of Godhead. But he also has a tendency, he also wants to enjoy. He also wants to have wonderful relationship. And that's why it is said that Krishna has a feminine aspect. God has a male aspect, that is Krishna. And the same God has a feminine aspect, that is Srimati Radharani. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said that Radha Krishna ek atma dui dehadhari anyonye vilasa rasa aswadana kari. That means Radha and Krishna, they both are one. They are one soul, but in two bodies. They are one soul, the same God, but they have taken form of two bodies. Why two bodies? So that they can have wonderful relationship. So Krishna himself, his own feminine aspect, God is the eternal father of all living entities, and the eternal mother is Radharani. So the same absolute truth, has for the time immemorial, they have been in two bodies so that they can enjoy, relish rasa. Rasa means they can have wonderful relationship. And we see that Radharani has so many wonderful qualities. She is completely Krishna's property. She is completely chaste. She is supremely sweet. She is the best singer. She is the best cook. And she is the best in all the services that are performed to Krishna. She is also called as Vraja Devika. That means she is the queen of Vrindavan. All the different varieties of artistic qualities come from Radharani. All the 64 qualities are mentioned in the Shastras. They come from Radharani. She is the origin of all these artistic qualities, singing, dancing, and all types of kala, 64 kala. It is called, that all the varieties of these wonderful vibhuti come from Radharani. Now we see that there are many wonderful explanations about the birth or the appearance of Srimati Radharani in this material world. So the most widely spoken in the Shastras is the one that one time there was King Vrishabhanu, and he had a wife, Queen Kirtida. They did not have a child for many, many years. Even after marriage, they were still not, they did not have any child. So one day when this king, Vrishabhanu, when he was taking a bath, that time he saw that there was a huge lotus that was floating, and that struck him while he was meditating. When he saw in the lotus, there was a beautiful female child. He was so happy that he, thanked God that, I have been blessed by this wonderful child. So he brought her home. But there was one problem, that this child, the eyes were closed. She did not open her eyes. So the queen and the king, they were worried. Why, this wonderful, beautiful, divine child, but, why is she not opening the eyes? Is she blind? Many days passed, but she did not open her eyes. Until one day, Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, Krishna had already born, actually. Krishna had taken birth, and Krishna was there in Vrindavan. So one day, Mother Yashoda came to the house of Vrishabhanu and Kirtida. So Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they came with little Krishna, baby Krishna. And that time, naturally it is a tendency that mothers want to see the newborn babies, they want to caress and love the child, kiss the child. So Mother Yashoda was looking at this beautiful child, Radharani. That time Krishna was there, and Krishna peeped, who is this beautiful child? And that was the first time Srimati Radharani opened her eyes just to see Krishna. So the first person she saw in her life was Krishna. So that was, that tells all of us that her sole objective is to only serve and, glorify and, always give pleasure to Krishna. She had nothing else to do. That we understand from this incident. So from that day, their eyes met. The eternal, the supreme personality of Godhead and his eternal supreme consort, Srimati Radharani. And then we know the pastimes. There are so many pastimes. When Krishna was in Vrindavan, he used to do all kinds of mischievous activities, and there were so many wonderful pastimes between Krishna and Radharani. And we see that later on, there are, like, Krishna used to steal butter, and so many shastras explain that what kind of wonderful exchanges they had. And we see that only reason Radharani was there was only to serve Krishna. So it is also said that she is Parama Devata. There is one Acharya in our tradition, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says that Radharani is Parama Devata. Ata eva sarva pujya Parama Devata sarva poshan kari. Like, she is the Parama Devata, that means ultimate goddess of fortune. She is ultimate goddess of fortune. Ata eva sarva pujya Parama Devata. And she is giving nourishment to everyone. And she is Jagatera Mata. She is the eternal mother of all the entire universe. And the same Radharani expands herself in the Vaikuntha planets as Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, who is consort of Narayan. So all the Vishnu Tattvas, their consorts, they are expansions of Radharani. The same Radharani, expands into Mother Lakshmi, or goddesses of fortune. And then Lakshmi Devi expands in Mother Durga. She is the fortress of this material world. Now this material world is really a place of misery. We are all in this material world, and this place is created for all those living entities who have a tendency to enjoy separately from God. Like the example that I gave, that hands cannot enjoy separately. They have to, if they want to enjoy a mango, they have to, give the mango to the tongue, and then belly, then only nourishment will come. But those living entities who want to enjoy separately, they want to become independent God. They want to have independent enjoyment. Those who think that why Krishna is the only enjoyer, why can I not be an enjoyer? So those living entities are mercifully given a chance to exercise their mentality of independent enjoyment in the material world. That's why we see in the material world, everyone thinks that he is the God of his own house, or he thinks that he is the center of attraction. Everything revolves around me. That's what everyone thinks in the material world. Everyone thinks that I am the center of attention. I should be at the center. Everyone should please me. Everyone should serve me. That is the tendency of all the living entities in the material world. And that's why conflicts arise. Because everyone wants to be served. Nobody wants to serve, but everyone wants to be served. And that's why we see there are so many fights. There are so many conflicts. because everyone wants to be the God, which is not true. There is only one God, Krishna, and our motive, the aim of life is to serve Krishna. So if we choose to serve Krishna, if we choose to, even though we are in the material world, even though we wanted to exercise our independence in a wrong way to satisfy our senses or to enjoy separately from Krishna, now we can turn back to Krishna. It is said, Krishna Surya Sama, Maya hai Andhakar. Krishna is like sun and Maya is like darkness. So once we choose to serve Krishna, then all the darkness will go away. Jahan Krishna, tahan nahi mayar adhikar. Wherever there is Krishna, whoever is serving Krishna, whoever is reading Bhagavad Gita, whoever has taken shelter of Krishna's bona fide representative like Srila Prabhupada, and whoever is serving the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, that person has taken shelter of that eternal sun, Krishna. Then the darkness in the life of such a person will go away in no time. So that is our aim. So we are discussing about Radharani. So there are so many pastimes, like there were many incidents between Krishna and Radha. They are eternal lovers. So many times Krishna becomes subordinate to Radharani's love because she loves Krishna the most. Even in Bhagavatam it is said that during Rasa Leela, when Krishna was performing that dance with all the gopis, Krishna was so much pleased with one gopi. That gopi was Radharani, and Krishna took her away separately because she is the eternal consort and she is the supremely, she is from her all the other gopis come. We think that Krishna, how can Krishna has so many gopis, so many girlfriends? But we have to understand that Krishna's playing rasa dance or Krishna's relationship with gopis is like a child. He's a child trying to play with himself on a shining surface. So do you see this shining surface here? So the child is looking at his own reflection and he's trying to play with himself. So one Acharya gives this analogy that it is such a innocent and wonderful relationship that Krishna has with all the gopis, and there is no tinge of lust. There is no tinge of lust in those relationships. They are completely pure and transcendental relationships. Later. So we see Radharani, she is always in the mood of complete service and complete surrender. She is so much in the mood of surrender that to please Krishna, she sometimes does, service to him in a different ways. Sometimes she fights with Krishna just to please Krishna. And Krishna has to, beg forgiveness. Krishna has to chase Radharani. And Krishna has to say sorry hundreds of times. And then she forgives. So it's just very wonderful relationship. So one time it is said that Krishna was trying to understand, he was trying to learn harmonium and singing from Radharani. Because like I said, all the arts, 64 arts come from Radharani. Singing, dancing, cooking, and all of them. So Krishna was playfully trying to learn harmonium and art of singing from Radharani. So Radharani was singing, sa, re, ga, ma, pa. And Radharani was singing and Radharani was trying to teach Krishna. But Krishna was playfully, singing in a different tone. He was deliberately singing badly. Just to, because one reason is said that Krishna wanted to hear Radharani more. So that time she became upset. So it was like Radharani was saying, Sa re ga ma. Now she would say that, Krishna, please, you sing. So Krishna would, Sa re ga ma. He was, he was going up and down for no reason, because he just wanted Radharani to tell the same again and again. So that time Radharani got upset, and she started to, she became upset, and she started to leave the place. And Krishna started to chase and started to beg forgiveness. So there are so many pastimes where we see that Krishna and Radharani, they have intimate pastimes all the time. And this is how we see that, when Radharani was upset in this case, so Krishna, he tried to beg forgiveness, but Radharani wanted him to beg more. But later on, she just left the place, and Krishna was heartbroken. And then Radharani started to miss Krishna. And she started to feel that why this fellow did not beg for more. I would have forgiven, and then we could have, we don't have to fight. So that time, Krishna was upset. And Krishna was sitting on the bank of Yamuna. That time, Vrunda Devi came. And she asked, what is the reason you are so upset, Krishna? And Krishna told that Radharani is not seeing me anymore. She is very upset. And I cannot bear the separation from Radharani. That time, Vrunda Devi told him a wonderful idea. She said, why don't you disguise yourself? I will disguise you. I will I will turn you into a monk, a sannyasi. And why don't you take a form, take a danda, sannyasis carry a danda, and shave your head, and wear all the sannyas clothes. And then you can disguise yourself and go in Radharani's place, go to her place, and then you can see her with the disguise. So Krishna took a begging pot. He became a sannyasi. And then he started to, sing the songs that I am Krishna and I am looking for Radha. I am begging for her love. He was singing songs. And people thought, Radharani's friends, her girlfriends, they thought, oh, this is, looks very great sannyasi. Who is he? So they bring this sannyasi to Radharani. They say, oh, Sannyasi Baba, please come and see our Sakhi, Radharani. She is very upset because her beloved Shyam Sundar, she's not able to see him, and she is too much in pain of separation. So, Krishna, in the guise of sannyasi, he said, okay, I will see her, I will see her hand, and by that I can see her future, whether she will reunite. So, this sannyasi, so Krishna came in front of Radharani, and then he said, I want to see your hand and I will tell you your future. So he first saw, and he said that with the only hand, because Radharani was covering her head. That's what usually is done in those days. Women, they used to always cover their head. So that time Krishna, that sannyasi, Krishna in the disguise of sannyasi, he said that with your hand I can only see half of your fortune or your future. So I cannot say completely, I have to see your face. And then Radharani thought, yeah, he is anyway sannyasi, so I don't have to worry, so I can show him my face. So Radharani, as soon as she showed him her face, Krishna in the guise of sannyasi, he became Krishna again. And then everyone started to laugh like anything, saying that, oh, look at this Shyam Sundar, he is so naughty. Now he has come in the disguise of a sannyasi. So everyone were so happy. And then the same form of that sannyasi, we see that in the age of Kali, Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna wanted to understand the love of Radharani. He was thinking that she is serving me, she is giving me so much of pleasure with her services. But how come that she is more happy than I am? How come she is enjoying more? Even though I am the enjoyer and she is my energy. She is serving me, I am the enjoyer, but how come she is delighting more in my service than I am enjoying? So he wanted to understand the mood of Radharani. He wanted to understand what is the highest love that she has. It is said that all living entities, they have love for Krishna in their heart, but Radharani has the highest, the ultimate love, the ultimate pinnacle of love for Krishna, that is owned by Radharani. She has Mahabhav. So Krishna wanted to know what kind of amazing love that she has. So that's why in the age of Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahi Anya. He is Krishna, but he has taken the feelings, he has taken the bhav, the relationship of Radharani. So he is in Radharani's mood, but he is Krishna. So that's why we see that Krishna came as his own devotee, because Radharani is the highest devotee of Krishna. So when Krishna took the mood of Radharani as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught the world the highest devotion, because he is having the mood of Radharani. So he told the world that we should be completely surrendered to Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to his close associates one day that Jagatera Pita Krishna Yena Bhaje Bapa Pitru Drohi Patakira Janma Janma Tapa. He said that the entire universe, Krishna is owned by Krishna. Krishna is the father of the entire creation. Jagatera Pita Krishna. And Yena Bhaje Bapa. And those unfortunate living entities, those unfortunate souls who do not worship Krishna, they are so unfortunate. And because of this rebellious nature against their own father, they are suffering. We see that in this material world, suppose if somebody is son of a very rich father, but then he rejects the father and he just goes on the street and starts living without caring for the father, then who is at fault? The father is always loving the son, but the son has rejected the father, and that's why this son is suffering on the street. So this analogy is also given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that the only way back to Krishna is chanting of holy names. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started Harinam. He started congregational chanting of the holy names of Lord Krishna. He gave the mantra to the world, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He said that this mantra is more powerful than all the scriptures, because all the scriptures, they describe Krishna indirectly. All the verses, all the shlokas, they describe Krishna as, oh Krishna, you are so majestic, you are so powerful, you are the origin of creation, you are the source of everything. But that's all indirect glorification. But Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, this is direct glorification of Krishna. This is not indirect. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is the highest, the benefit, the most eternal, gift to the entire humanity is the congregational chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So, we see when Krishna was little boy, that time when, there used to be some ceremonies, and big brahmanas used to come and they used to chant various verses from the Shastras, but Krishna used to sleep on the lap of Mother Yashoda. So, because it is indirect glorification, that's why we have to be very serious. Because Krishna himself, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is telling us that we should be chanting his holy names. There is also one verse which says that Kale dosha nidhe rajan. In this age of Kali, it is full of faults. Everywhere there are problems. Everywhere there are conflicts and miseries. But asti eko mahad guna. But still there is one great quality of this age of Kali. That is kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. Just by chanting the holy names of Krishna, one can achieve the ultimate, the highest benefit. So all the, even if you read all the scriptures, even if you gain all the knowledge of all the scriptures, that is not sufficient to go back to home, back to Godhead. You cannot be certain. But just by chanting and pleasing Krishna and pleasing his devotees, pleasing our spiritual master, pleasing and serving Srila Prabhupada and his movement, and chanting the names of Krishna, that is more than sufficient, for every one of us to go back home, back to Godhead. So, we are celebrating Radhashtami, so we should be praying to Radharani, because that Radharani is even worshipped by Krishna. So there was a great saint, Jayadev Goswami. When he was writing, he was describing wonderful qualities of Krishna, and when he was writing that, he had a revelation when he was writing that wonderful poem called Geet Govinda. That time he had a vision. He saw something, but then he thought, how can I write it? I cannot write it. This vision is so ultimate. It's very hard to write this thing. So he was so confused. So he told his wife that, I have to go take bath. So he left. Then Krishna came in the house of Jayadev Goswami in the guise of Jayadev Goswami. So Krishna took the form of Jayadev Goswami and came. And he wrote that verse. He completed that stanza from that poem. He completed that. He wrote down that Dehi Tava Pada Pallava. He wrote that entire stanza. And then he took prasad, and then Krishna left. And when original Jayadev Goswami came, he said that I am hungry to the wife. But wife said, oh, you just came, you just ate, and how come you are hungry again? But then Jayadev Goswami said, no, I did not come. Then the wife said, no, you also wrote something there. And then Jayadev Goswami saw that wonderful stanza written by Krishna, which says that Radharani is so great. Her service to Krishna is so ultimate. That's the pinnacle. And she is so selfless that Krishna says that I cannot give you anything in return. Krishna is telling Radharani, your selfless love for me is so great that I cannot give you anything in return. The only thing I can give you is that I surrender unto you. So Krishna is saying that please give me your lotus feet, or Srimati Radharani. And Krishna surrenders and Krishna bows down to Srimati Radharani. So that was the vision Jayadev Goswami had seen in the previously, which he couldn't write down, because he thought, how can the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, how can he is asking and he is falling at the feet of Srimati Radharani? How can it happen? But Krishna is so much, indebted. Krishna is so grateful for the selfless devotion of Srimati Radharani. So today we should pray, and we should be very serious. We should be chanting the names of our, Mahamantra. We should be glorifying Radharani. We should be praying to Radharani for the devotional service.